a system where it's better to take something for free and think that we're getting something, but we're not worried about the fact that subsequent generations have to pay for it. Like, you want to go back. We can't go back. Eventually, there will be no currency in the United States. There will be no banks in the United States because everything is going to go computer. All that will disappear. You're not going to stop where America is going. What you can stop is the government being so large that it has to spend money and waste money to perpetuate itself. And that's our fault. That's the American.
All the people would just have to change their habits of how they spend, how they. I mean,
if you raise
whoever dreamed it,
fine,
that they would pay.
You've got the state of Tennessee telling here in Campbell County how much you're supposed to pay your elected officials. Why?
I understand.
Government perpetuating government.
Well, I agree with you 100%.
Don't say anything about it. Now, that man that called about the road, I know that road being messed up is an inconvenience. But does he ever stop to think how much debt this county is going in day after day after day with exorbitant salaries, wasting money, and not somebody pulling in the strings on it?
Again, who would ever dream that they'd ever pay $18 to $20 for a steak? Well, we do it all the time. I mean, that's something that.
But if you don't buy the steak price will drop.
I know.
They know we'll spend it. We have credit cards now.
But
we have ways of debt. If you get $10 more an hour, you spend $15 more. See, we kind of living on this. Well, it'll happen tomorrow.
Well, here, I think the problem has been is we increase the prices of goods and services, but we don't increase the wages, and that's how that at 95% or 99% of the money is going to the top.
Prices go up.
It's going to the top. If they would just quit increasing their prices and give some kind of a break as far as.
But if they increase the wages, then they have to take their profit.
No, they just have to cut. They just have to
increase their profit level, don't
they? They just have to cut their profit margins. That's all they have to do.
All right, but the thing of it is, we as consumers drive this market.
But it's like our governor last year made $1 billion. $1 billion in 1 year. Do they need that $1 billion? And they already got $1 billion.
Don't need it.
Cut their profit.
But if you had a chance to do it, wouldn't you do it?
But it's basically. No, I would not.
Well, we're sold on this thing that if the more money you have, the more money you could do this, the more money you do this, and it goes on and on and on.
Well, I mean, again, it's just an unending thing. But we don't need to be
scoundrels, RL.
I agree with you, scoundrels. I can't say that word for some reason.
We'll say scoundrels.
Scoundrels.
We drive the reason that Walmart is big as it is because we as a public have made it big.
Oh, that's right. You're exactly.
And like I say, but when I listen very carefully to Mr. Obama. I don't jump on him one way or the other, but he's criticized Christians. He says these things. He considers himself an intellectual. We were going to have a but he has delivered on one promise. I am going to make sure that in my presidency, I'm going to transform America, and he has done it.
Yeah, appreciate you, Kyle.
Bye.
Got to run. I'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy West for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 Central Avenue in Eufaula, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in any time, and I'll be glad to help you.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, QMB, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today, 1-866-691-5571, and let me help you.
Okay, we're here. You're on the air, ma'am.
Yes, I wanted to sound off on Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Why she had to stick her nose in to what other people's children eat. My kids would come home every day starving to death. So they had a parents' visitation day, and I went. I went in the lunchroom and sat and watched. They had skim milk. It was supposed to be a chicken patty, but it was like some kind of soy patty. The kids were just going and throwing it in the garbage. They couldn't eat it. It was that bad. But our tax dollars could pay for her to fly anywhere she wants to go to a big fine steak dinner or whatever she wants to eat for her family. And you know, some of these children, that's the only hot meal that they get at the school.
I agree with you.
And they can't eat it. And in every county, they have people that are over the cafeterias that have got things to go by, what these children need to eat, but giving them skim milk.
You know, I can't say that because that's what we eat is skim milk. And in fact, if we get a 2% or a whole milk, my grandson, he won't hardly drink it, but he eats like a horse. He's going to be a big boy, and he's not fat, but I don't know whether that's all Michelle Obama or not. I do think that your schools can have make a little bit of adjustment to those foods, because I know that they do over at home, but I don't. Again, I'm like you. There's kids that just will not eat some of that stuff. But what they're saying is, you know, 60-70% of our kids today are obese, and if they can get them trained to eat right in our schools, then they're more likely to pick up that. Because there's a lot of places that would never put a meat on the plate, and I just don't care nothing about eating a whole lot without. I've either got to have some kind of a meat substitute, or I got to have meat from every meal. But as long as I've got pinto beans, I'm happy.
Well, you can't even. When I went to school, we had pinto beans, macaroni and cheese, greens, and cornbread. They don't get that.
I know what you're saying. I guarantee you.
I mean, they come in starved to death every single day. I have supper ready 3 o'clock when they come in because they are starved to death.
Well, my little grandson, when he comes in, that's the first thing he wants is, Nana, and she'll say, what you want? And I never seen a kid that likes beans and corn. He's corn crazy. Corn is not good for you.
Well, they don't even. That day, they had given them a half of a banana. They had that chicken, well, it wasn't a chicken patty, it was some kind of soy patty. A half of a banana and the skim milk, and that was it.
I think that somebody needs to talk to the cooks or somebody at that school.
Well,
I really do.
I had talked to the superintendent, and they wasn't nothing they could do. It was.
I don't.
They had to go.
Because I'm telling you what, they have pizza for lunch at home at times.
Yeah, they've got the pizza, but they can't eat it.
Vegetable, veggie.
The cheese, they said it's not even cheese, Grandma.
Okay.
And they love pizza.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
They can't even eat that.
Okay. Appreciate your call.
Well, she even had over McDonald's because they put in the Happy Meals. She had a say-so over that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm serious. I don't know, but I don't know.
She did. I went in to talk to them. They told me. Said that they had no choice but to change. They sure did.
Yeah. Appreciate your call, ma'am.
Hey,
Thank you. Bye-bye. You're on the air. You're on the air. Yes.
We've had a black president, we've had a white president, we've had Cheetos and everything else. What kind of president will Hillary like?
I think she'll make a good one.
I think she will too.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. I'm not the only one.
Well, old man made the bet that we had up till now.
Yeah. Well, I think she'll be a good one, and I think she will win. But and one of the reasons why I think she will win more than ever is if you got 15 people out there with their egos as big as they are. All of them I know got egos, but they're going to beat each other up so bad. I heard one of them saying today that there's going to be so many of them that they won't let them all on the stage at the same time. They have to have 2 different debates.
I'll be getting psyched out for a while and do it win, but see the winning.
Yeah. Appreciate your call.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Henson hadn't got in on this conversation tonight, and I know that we could probably talk 15 minutes before, because I know, I want to, well, I don't know. I know that he's not going to vote for Hillary, but I wonder who he would vote for out of the large number of candidates that's going to be in that race on the Republican side. How many is going to declare? Now, I think that there will be a couple that will challenge Hillary. I don't think that the challenge will be that anyone will beat her out this time, because I don't know that she'll make the same mistakes that she made before, because she thought that, hey, I'm going to be get the nomination, and I don't think there's anyone can even think about it. But what happened, if you'll just remember, even Fox, they appraised Obama every which way that they could possibly appraise and put down Hillary, because they thought, well, if we'll get a black person get the nomination, he can't win. We'll get our Republican president. They made a mistake. You're on the air.
Oh, really? Is that Donald Trump or whatever his name is? He going to run?
Well, he says going to run. He does that every presidential election, and he won't run. He will not run. There's no way.
Well, he's on there all the time saying he's going to.
I know, but he done that last time. If you'll remember, he won't run because he's got his hand in too many fires, and it would be devastating to him to get beat.
Oh.
I appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Kip.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Just fine, thank you. What do you think that Hillary's going to do? Now, the only thing I've heard her say so far is she's going to be the, champion for the middle class.
Right.
What do you think she's going to do that's going to pull this economy or this country out or turn it around or do we even want to turn it around?
Well, do you want my honest opinion?
Yes, sir.
My honest opinion, I don't think anybody can, until the Congress and the president works together, it can't get done. Nobody can get anything done unless there's, I guess, probably 20 or 30 companies, large companies in this United States, unless they want to change their ways and their profit margins and all this, they have to drive it. Because our Congress is so out of whack that they can't get nothing done.
Okay, now Hillary said something about that the cards are stacked for the upper echelons or whatever. Okay, do you consider her or let me not just her, let's say the majority of our elected officials, like our senators and her also, do you consider them to be part of the upper echelon as far as if we're measuring by finance and wealth?
I'd say there's not a one of them up there that's not wealthy.
Okay, now, what do you think that they're doing to assist without being in a position as being the president? What do you think that she's doing to assist society right now in the position that she holds? Is she going into business, or is she doing any kind of thing other than being a professional career politician?
Well, what I think a president can do, they do have influence over, like I said, these 15 or 20 companies that drives everything, like Pepsi Cola and General Mills and
okay. Now, that influence,
ExxonMobil and whatever.
Okay, we can name all kinds of them, but that influence, now how is it that these companies, they influence the politicians, and what they use as their means of influence is money.
Oh yeah, what about the Koch brothers, whatever?
Well, we can name off all kinds of them, but now Hillary has stated that they were dead broke, I believe, whenever she said that they left the White House. Am I correct?
I think she did say that.
Okay, now look at her worth at this point in time, her and Bill and the foundation, and where all money has come from all over the world, that they have accumulated some unbelievable wealth.
Right. Well, whenever Bill, and now we're talking about 16 years ago, Bill wrote a book just right after they got out of office, and was paid $12 million in advance for that book.
Okay.
Now, what can you do with, and I don't know, this foundation, it's not just Bill Clinton that's in that. George Bush, George H. Bush, George W. Bush is in with that.
Well, ain't history.
The Clinton
scoundrels.
Scoundrel.
That word, if you stop and think about it, covers a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
Now, you take what Bill Clinton did the last 48 hours of his presidency. He sold, and whenever I say sold, let me put it this way. He pardoned untold amounts of people, and I'm talking about high money people
Right.
who were living outside this country. Now, if this is the type of ethics and morals, or whatever you want to call it, that we have that's leading this country, and don't think Hillary, in my opinion, let me put it this way, in my opinion, she'll follow his footsteps exactly. And these are the type of things. Johnny Cash had a song out, and it was something about what is truth. And we, down here, in my opinion, Hillary couldn't give a rat's rear end about us out here.
I don't think there's any. I don't think that there's anybody that's over that's worth over $100 million care for any of us.
Okay, that's the point I'm making. Now, if we go back to congressmen right now, and I'm going to put ex-congressmen, ex-senators, ex-presidents, and whatever, right now, this whole group, in my opinion, well, let me back up and say, I'm going to say at least 90% of this group right now is doing insider trading. They're making a killing off the stock market.
I don't doubt that a bit.
Okay, come back next week, and if you can, or if somebody can tell me, and I'm sure you've got listeners out there that can tell me what it is that Hillary's going to do that's going to change anything, which I don't think it's anything.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a favorite candidate that you believe that can get something done?
There's one that I've heard speak, and that's Dr. Carson. And I don't think he stands a snowball's chance, and you know where.
No, he don't. He probably won't even get 1% of the vote, because I've already seen some stuff that.
Well, the first thing, as soon as he announced or indicated that he would be interested, they brought out some stuff that was not. He proved that it had to do with plagiarism, and he proved by the footnoting, by noting everything in his book. But now there was another thing that I was going to ask about or talk about, and I can't think of it now. Okay, let me put it this way. Hillary, in my opinion, has already won this election. I don't care. She don't even have to come out and say kiss my whatever or go wherever. She's already won this thing due to the fact she'll have every vote. Well, she'll get the votes with the D's. Now, you already said yourself last week before she announced that you would vote for her prior to even knowing who else would be running. Now, if you stop and think about it, that's how the majority of the people now make their decision.
Well, I'll tell you, I was for her whenever I was for her because of Bill Clinton. I thought, and I still believe to this day, that Bill Clinton was the best president during my lifetime.
Well, that's debatable, but anyhow,
I know it, and it has to do with an ethical issue.
I don't believe there's any ethics involved in any of it. I don't believe. Maybe your definition of what's ethical and what mine is probably different. But anyhow, Hillary will get the votes that's got the D after them, first of all. The ladies, the women, female, she'll get the female vote just because she's female. She'll get the gay, lesbian, what is that, trans, whatever it is, all 3 letters they got for those people. She'll get that vote. She'll get the Hispanic vote, and they will get the colored vote.
Well, you know, I heard and that Savage, whatever his name is.
Who?
Savage. That's
Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe he said that she could probably get elected and not get not one white man's vote.
Well, that's a good possibility. But going back to something theoretically as to what you said about Congress and the president working together, then we could do away with one party like the Republican Party do away with them. And then we would be in high clover. we wouldn't have anything to worry about.
No. I don't see it that way either. I think that our three branches of government has why we've been so great. And right now, we're not working with three branches of government. We're working with just one branch of government. You can't tell who's Democrat and who's Republican anymore.
Okay, and which branch are we talking about now? We're talking about judicial, legislative, and executive. Which branch are we talking about we're operating under?
I think we're operating under judicial because I think our Supreme Court, whenever they got into and separated the thing between Al Gore and George Bush, it's never been the same.
That was back then. Right now, I would say that we are operating most likely under one segment of the government, that's the executive, because the president doesn't seem to be relying on anything that Congress has.
Well, I thought the same thing about George Bush. I really did. I thought George Bush whenever if they summons them or wanted anything, they wouldn't give them nothing. I mean, wouldn't even show up.
Well, I'm going back to the executive orders. And another thing right now, this is another subject. On our immigration, I'm hearing now that our borders are we're being invaded from the south again because the weather's getting right. And I just heard something else. This is another thing. Putin just announced that he's going to supply a missile to Iran, and it's called an S-300, I believe is what they call it. This thing will bring down our fighter planes at 16 miles out, and it has capacity to hit multiple targets. And he's going to provide these to Iran. Now, do you think the president will take a stand on that? And also, did you hear where one of the Russian fighter planes harassed one of our reconnaissance planes today?
I hadn't heard any news today at all.
Okay. Somewhere in the Baltic, the news states that one of Russia's fighter planes did some things, and you know what I'm talking about doing things. They come out to where our recon planes are at, and they fly loops around them. You know, a fighter plane can far out maneuver a recon plane,
right,
a big one. And they come out and fly upside down and do loops and, and all this stuff. And I think we sent them a letter telling them that was unprofessional. Anyhow, Mr. Gibson, I appreciate the time.
Well, now, I'll say this about George Bush, and I'll say this about other, but they all do the same thing, and I just don't understand what Obama, and I'm telling you, I'm an Obama fan for one simple reason, because I wanted Hillary whenever Obama was elected, and I've not been a fan of Obama's at all, but why people hate him so bad, I don't understand that, because no one can tell me why anything that he's done that the other presidents done.
Okay, now, here, whenever you make a comparison in that manner, I have a problem with justifying one person's actions due to the fact that some other person did a worse action or something like that.
Yeah.
I
understand where you're coming from, but I didn't hear the same comparison with George Bush, and George Bush was president whenever I started here, and we had him for 4 years while I was here, and I didn't hear the same kind of attitude towards George Bush. And like I say, I'll listen to anybody else's, and I know you guys listen to me every week, put up with us and put up with me, and I don't see how you put up with me sometimes, but because I don't know, one of these things that I look around, and the things that's the most important to me is we got more people working now than we had whenever Bush was in there. We had 2 wars and spent more money than all the other presidents put together, but now here comes Obama. and he inherited these wars. He didn't start them. But now, if we'd have listened to McCain and some of them others, we would have been fighting Russia, we would have been fighting Iran, and we would have been fighting Syria. Right now, we would have a war going on with all three of those countries that we're not in war with right now. But we would definitely have been in war with them if we would listen to the other side. And I think that's smart. Negotiate. I heard people say, "Oh, we got to show our strength. We can't negotiate." We've went past, and McCain was one. We went past the deadline 2 days. Well, no, you don't go between the deadline. Well, that's what I call bullying. I think it is bullying whenever you say, you do it my way or the highway. And I really believe that that's basically the Republican stand. You do it with force. And I don't believe in that. I believe that you don't get up from that table as long as they're talking.
Okay. From what my stance on this, and I have only taken an interest in this politics in the last few years, but
no, you got interested in that politics and whenever you ran for alderman down at city council.
Boy, you don't know how many times I think whatever I didn't get that position. Man, I'm thankful every time about that one. Boy, there's a song used to be, "Thank God for unanswered prayers."
Yeah.
Wasn't a prayer, but I'm sure thankful it didn't happen. Mr. Gibson, you're running up against hard time.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm running up time. I gotta go. I'm past time. She'll get on me.
Best of your situation. We'll talk to you then.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. I'll see you all next week. I hope that you'll continue to watch the show, and good night, everybody.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy Lister.